Tammy's Boy Podcast is intended for entertainment purposes only. Jon Carden is not a licensed therapist. He is just a friend.
Welcome on into the family, everybody. Welcome into Tammy's Boy. I'm Jon Carden. I am an expert on traumatic childhoods. And
No,
Yep.
you just had one.
yeah, but that means I'm an expert, Colton.
Let him get through it.
Actually, I believe a subject matter expert comes from expertise, and expertise comes from experience, and experience means that I had a fucked up childhood, so that's why we do this podcast. Everybody, before we get into it, a few words from my friend, my producer, Mr. Colt Garrett.
It's how in the hell are we doing? As you can tell, we got a new studio. We're coming up in the world, and it's all because of you guys. Every single one of you warms my heart whenever you press that like button, that subscribe, or whatever you can do. Couple stars, whatever you can do, it helps us out, and we love every single one of you. Guys, if you have your own stories about your Tammy, email us at tammysboypodcast@gmail.com, and we will read them on the air. Guys, we have a hell of an episode. First return guest ever at the premiere of the new studio. He's on not a couch this time. He's on a chair. John, tell him who the hell we got.
We got my friend.
I thought you were going to cancel this episode after I had you on mine on Friday.
No, it was good.
Yeah, but you walked away pretty upset. He was going on about how women shouldn't exist, and I worked it into a peptide sale.
He really did, and it was such a. I didn't go on how women shouldn't exist. Okay, that's not what I was going on.
Yeah, and you had blackface. It was crazy. You can check it out on Patreon.
Cut that.
There was no blackface.
Patreon.com/some of this is bad.
I know you just didn't plug your shit on my shit. That's typical Colton right there.
Oh, my God.
He's the dude that would propose at your wedding.
Oh, it was beautiful. You should have been there. I mean, not everyone got an invite, but
Wearing all white.
yeah, my husband would be pissed.
Chip.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, well, you know him at this point.
God, weird fucking these names. Colton, do you feel like I'm the evolution of you, or do you feel like you're the evolution of me? Is this Blastoise turned into Blaster?
I mean, we're both two white guys with mustaches. At the end of the day, you know, what are we talking about?
We're already at the top of the world.
Yeah.
Is that what you were suggesting?
I mean, I don't know. Things are going pretty good. I'm saying there's not so much difference between you
Wait,
and I.
I also have a mustache.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You
But
do, technically.
It's
It's like a square is a rectangle, sure.
it's just no. It has company.
you do have height. You got height on your
Oh,
side.
we're
I
just
gotta
gonna
say,
brush over that.
yeah, I wanted to stay with.
Yeah, let's stay with the one topic at a time.
I want to stay where we were. You know, I can grow. I would say just from looks of things, I can probably grow a better beard
Yeah.
than you. So depending on where,
But I'm
hair
more
grows-
comfortable with my sexuality. Do you put stuff up there?
Not unless she forces me to.
She
Gee,
forces.
yeah.
So sometimes does she force you to?
I mean, John, you want to take it back to?
He just guffawed.
Yeah, I don't know. Jafar. Hey, Jafar.
This is actually pretty close how the last episode started. It started with, Colt Garrett, you work out for women?
Yeah. Do you? I do
do.
use peptides because we
still.
got a cool.
God damn it! Stop,
sponsor.
Colton. All right. Our guest this week is my friend, the host of Some of This Is Bad, the podcast that I am begrudgingly am a part of sometimes. It is Colton Dowling. He's back. He's my buddy.
Thanks, guys. I have a lot of stuff coming out. You probably see my Grindr TV show. When does this come out?
Probably about a month from now, 4 weeks.
Yeah.
It has been popping. It's probably been at all of your fucking feeds, and I'm sorry about that.
Wait, do you actually have a Grindr TV show?
Yeah, it comes out May 16th, and the second episode comes out May 28th, I think.
Do you have to have Grindr to watch it?
No. Grindr is a fuck app, John.
I understand that. I'm just wondering if
It's not CISO.
if you had somehow partnered with Grindr in a way that was revolutionary.
I fucking wish.
Because
No.
if anybody could.
I've been on. I actually had a phone call with them about 10 years ago about I was like, you guys have so much user data. We should be using it for AI. And they told me that they weren't ready for it. And I said, well, let's warm her up. But now they're definitely using it for that.
You are innovating the sex app.
Well, I tried. They told me to go away. Because I had this penis identifier app I was trying to sell. It just basically put an emoji over the penis so that it put consent back in not their hand, in the women's hands. So if you send a dick pic, I mean, how cool are you?
Like
So
basically
cool.
like an incognito dick pic? Where like if you scratch the thing, the peach, the dick shows or the eggplant.
Yeah.
That's actually kind of genius.
And you have to do it with your nose. Because I really don't want you accidentally scratching that emoji off and seeing his rock hard mushroom. I would hate for you to have to see that mushroom.
You wouldn't.
Well, I don't think that. I think everybody should be able to send dick pics. I think that whole no dick pics is crazy.
Oh, I think there needs to be an age limit, but sure.
Okay. You guys are always bringing up kids. I don't think about kids, so I guess thanks for protecting the kids, John.
Looking out for him, dude. I don't want my innocent baby receiving a flesh sickle on a fucking iPhone that I pay for.
I don't think 18-year-old and less should have a smartphone. That's my stance. I think they should all go back to flip phones.
I'm kind of with that. I think you should have a flip phone until you're 18.
Yep.
Yeah, or an old box Nokia.
Right?
You just politics the shit out of that. You went from like, hang on, wait a second, to this guy's got a point.
Yeah.
Right. Oh, that's me, baby. Vote for me.
That's pretty much Colton as a person. It's like, what the fuck are you? No, wait, you're right.
Listen, it sounds like a crazy idea, but I do think we should have a railroad by now.
You're on to something.
I was promised the world by Elon Musk, and then Elon Musk hits his brother. Don't ask me how his farm in South Africa's doing. Not good.
Eli Musk.
Yeah.
Oh man, yeah. There was supposed to be a train. We were supposed to have one.
Yeah, he had a really reasonable goal. Dallas to Houston.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Where is it, you fuckhead? I don't really even
He's
know.
too busy doing mushrooms and designing space shuttles.
And designing?
Yeah, or building.
This one will have a point. What's the point, Elon?
Does anybody I'm just curious. Is he possible to like as a person?
That's a good one.
Elon?
Yeah.
I know several people who like him so much.
Yeah.
Yeah, but do they?
Yeah.
I don't know about you guys, but from the beginning, it was hard to watch him on podcasts. Like watching him on Rogan was kind of like pulling teeth, at least for me. Just his speech mannerisms are really hard to get.
That's a really good point, Colt. Every time I watched him on the Joe Rogan Experience, I was sitting there and I was going, where am I? What's happening? Because I watched every episode, as you know. Big fan of JRE. I think actually I watched that one and for learning. Mm-hmm. I can't tell what's going on with you guys.
I'm just listening.
No, I'm listening to the satire that's going on right now.
Yeah, no, I was. Oh, you wanted a story? Oh, and then I was watching it. I was getting butt fucked, and I thought, stop ruining sex, Elon. I can't even watch this guy doing the best thing I like. I mean, think about getting a blowjob. You love that. You love that. And then you're watching your favorite podcast, which you watch every episode, and you go, you're ruining blowjobs for me.
Yeah, but why would you combine the two?
Sometimes, I was eating a tiki masala dinner plate, and I thought, what's better than this? And butt fucking. Actually, a guy in the audience asked me why I'm gay, and I asked him what's his favorite thing, and he said tikka masala. He was an Indian man, but I said tikka masala is delicious, so I get what you're saying. And he was like, yeah. I was like, well, would you eat that every day? And he said, no. I said, well, I would get butt fucked every day.
So you're more passionate about what you like than he is his tikka masala.
No, I just don't think that. I don't think he's dreamed big enough. Like we were talking earlier.
You think he needs to have tikka masala every day?
No, well, I think that if that's his favorite thing in life, he needs to get out of his fucking closet.
Oh.
Not that he's gay, but that he have you never heard of better things?
Yeah, like windsurfing?
There you go. There you go, yeah. Or like the love of a woman.
You know.
Or like a mother's touch.
Cliff
Welcome
diving?
back to what?
Cliff diving?
I've done that.
Who's
I don't
Cliff?
think you want to do it every day.
Anyone?
Yeah.
Dude, my daughter texted me a few minutes ago. This is like how much of a dad I am. She goes, Dad, I'm dying. I say, what's wrong? She goes, period. Like the word. And I said, having problems with punctuation.
Yeah.
And she goes, Dad, period.
Oh, my period.
Yeah,
Like, she has
her period.
cramps.
Yeah, she's having cramps. And she wants me to do something about that. What she wants is me to DoorDash her. Because this is the thing. Is my dog, that one, she doesn't ask for it. She tells you what the problem is and then waits for you to solve it.
That is very, very what I've heard about relationships.
About women?
Yeah.
Yeah, I've got, yes. Yes. I don't have 2 daughters. I have 2 little wives.
Yeah, but maybe, and what are you doing with it? Are you going, gosh,
No.
God, there's
No, I'm a
already
sucker.
there's already so many holes in this fucking wall. I can't punch any more holes in the wall.
I'm a sucker, dude.
The roof is gonna fall down with how many times I have to hit the wall.
I DoorDash her dark chocolate and Dr. Pepper.
What the hell?
That's what she wants. And maybe something salty.
So is she pregnant? What the fuck? I mean, like that's not
That's
gonna.
what she asks for every fucking period, Colton. And I don't. Do
You know
I
who she votes for with that order?
do I tell her to ask for these things?
I would
No.
go. I'd go. Sure, I'll get you the Dr. Pepper and what was the other thing? Dark chocolate.
Dark chocolate.
You have to admit God doesn't exist.
She's so Christian.
I know. I know. Just be like, I know
cut.
you don't want cramps. Pray about it, and if your prayer works, I'll get you the dark chocolate and believe in God. Otherwise, you have to admit the prayer doesn't work, and we can move on with our
Listen,
life.
I don't want to do that, okay? I need her to have God, okay? I'm on the road a lot, dude. I need somebody.
Somebody's got to be there.
Oh man.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. That's kind of it. And now I understand God.
Yeah,
Now
it's
I
a
understand
friend.
why you let that dude keep going.
And he loves you no matter what.
No, well,
God?
yeah.
Yeah, that's what he does. That's his whole
It
thing.
depends on which side of the book you read.
He exists and he loves, unless you're infested with a pig demon.
In the new version, he got real hippie. In the old version, he was like,
I'm a retro version guy.
yeah, retro God was fucking on something. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah, I do know what you mean. I was raised too Christian.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah, well, we would stand in line, the 4 kids, and if we memorized the weekly Bible verse, then we got a Toblerone. It was just shove in words down your head,
Yeah.
and it wasn't. I never.
But your recall is probably great.
I would memorize it in line. I mean, I don't have to know it. I just have to say it for one. It was just pass the test. What it taught me is that rules are stupid and tests are meaningless.
You don't have to know the knowledge to pass the test.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. You just have to
retain
get
it
past
long
the
enough.
gatekeeper. Beat peeper. Which is what I call mom, my beat peeper.
Were you in church a lot growing up?
Yeah, like 3 times a week.
Christian or what was the
We
denomination?
moved. We were Army brats, so it
Right,
was
yeah.
like whatever the closest church was.
Yeah, I was going to ask you about that. I was listening back to the previous ep. Did you, having a dad in the military, did you ever have like any indoctrination of thinking that you're going to go into the military, or were you for sure that's not it?
Oh yeah, I mean, when I was very young, the song "Onward, Christian Soldier."
Oh, wow.
Marching off to war. We'd sing that as like 5-year-olds. When I was 8, they had a sniper camp for kids. So we'd go in the forest and hide and like get camouflaged and be like if they found us. It was like hide and seek. But if you got caught, I mean, like they wouldn't beat you up or anything. They'd do waterboarding. They wouldn't. But it was like we'd have to like do army crawls down this. We had to like go find tactical things. I mean, yeah, no, I was raised like I was gonna be in the army.
Well, you know what's
Right.
funny about that is CrossFit is actually from being fit for the cross. It comes.
Is it really?
Really?
Yeah.
Hang on.
Yeah,
Wait, it's
going.
the thing from Righteous Gemstones?
essentially.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Where Adam Devine's like they're
Yeah.
all. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, it is. That makes perfect sense.
Yeah,
I mean, just with the Christian billionaires, which I love. Thank you for putting the 10 Commandments back in school. I'm on your side.
Yeah, I thought it was a cross training fitness, but actually I was corrected by someone that it was Christian, and this is what they told me. I still don't know if it's 100% factual, but it's what that was said to me.
Like the name, I'm not seeing anything by it.
Okay. Well, it could have been.
Maybe
Well,
fallacy?
I feel like what that Christian did to you was, oh yeah, Marvin Gaye was actually a pioneer for my kind. The word, his last name wasn't Gay. He changed it to Gay so that you would associate good songs with gay people, so that people would stop hunting gay people. But it was really just a really. Are you guys texting each other right now?
No. Research.
Okay.
But I am listening.
Yeah, I was wrong about that.
I was saying nonsense. I was
filling air.
I was filling air because I was really feeling a little lonely, which I'm pretty good at.
I have the ability to edit, so no dead air in this podcast. It does say that CrossFit, it creates a church-like atmosphere through boxes, gyms, but I'm not seeing anything.
No, I was wrong. I looked it up and I was wrong about that.
Oh, a Christian lied to you?
Yeah, go figure, right?
Well, that sounds like my parents growing up.
But I actually thought that. So I'm glad we corrected it because I've thought that for a while.
Yeah.
After he told me a couple years ago.
And I'm glad I could tell you my Tammy. My Tammy's my mom, Peggy.
Well, this has been the show, guys.
No, I feel like I derailed that.
But no one's in trouble.
No, hold on. I want to get back to it though. So you guys were doing like sniper crawls and stuff like that for the Lord.
No. This was like, he asked me about being indoctrinated into the military.
Yeah, military. If you ever thought about doing that, how long did that
It
last?
lasted. I went to ROTC, like went to everything up in college, and I went to the ROTC that was next to my college. And then I was there for a week, and I was like, "These guys are fucking losers," and I quit.
Damn,
were
that's
you
a
good
long
at
time.
it? Like, were you good at like the drill and like the ceremony and stuff? Did you like enjoy that
the
part?
ceremony. They said, Colton, you're one of the best ceremony people we have. They were like, there's a way that you look at us that's like, okay, Sergeant. Okay, maybe you're the sergeant. I go, don't call me Sarge yet. Call me Gunny.
Oh man, you know they fucking banned saying "kill" and "death" and stuff from certain cadences, and I think Fort Jackson and other places like that.
That sounds like an Army thing. 'Cause
Yeah, it's.
I left the Marine Corps not that long ago, and there's still a lot of psychopaths in there.
Yeah.
And what branch is your dad in?
My dad was Army, but my uncle's Marines. But my dad was Airborne Ranger, and we like as a kid.
Oh, so your dad was infantry.
He was Missile Space Command eventually. That's
Okay.
what we went into. But I remember like he'd get us going for our matches, and he'd be like, blood makes the grass grow. And we're like, and at the time I was like, this is so cool. We're just like, just being military people, just fucking awesome. The troops are the best. George Bush is right.
Yep.
Dixie chicks are fucking ruining America.
Fuck those terrorists. I need to get over there and show them how mad I am.
I just remember being like, God, I am not gay. I love the troops. I love the troops so much that I didn't ask myself, do you like to get is there something better than tiki masala?
Great callback.
Thank you.
Amazing callback. It's funny how
I love when a joke lands with a yes.
Very Dave Chappelle of you.
Yes. I actually don't. I go, you guys don't need to laugh. I'll make sound for us.
did you
Yes.
you got to a point
I
where
want
you
him to
were
go
in-
back to Africa.
But no, hold on. Let's take this to an actual place. Let's take this to a real place.
In a way that he came back funny again. He just needs a little break.
He walked away from $100 million.
Yeah, that's the kind of guy I want back. I don't want these long sermons. I don't want to go to church.
At this. I hate it because there is a point, and I kind of agree with Dave at a certain point where it's like it's not that there's only so much funny. You can make anything funny forever. But there comes to a point where it's like you kind of want to have a higher form of thought. And you've also accumulated all these perspectives over a career of comedy. And I know this, for me, a perspective in being a comic, I think it's currency. And the best comics are the most rich in perspective.
Okay.
That's just how I see it. And I could be wrong.
I don't know. And I also love Dave Chappelle. He's my favorite comedian.
I absolutely love him. I think he's one of the
It's
not the GOAT.
In fact, people
arguably.
only have bad opinions about his set now is because we've seen. It's like when he first gave us. I don't know. I'm trying to think of anything that is good.
Killing Them Softly. That was an amazing special.
Oh no! I'm just trying to think of like what that would be. So like if I've had red velvet cake,
Yeah.
and then you come in with a Starbucks red cake pop, and I go, still pretty good, but I wanted the cake that you gave me earlier, and he's like, I don't do those anymore. It feels like that.
I get it.
Yeah, I get it.
I get it. I didn't know what the hell you're talking about for the last 5 minutes, but that I get, Colton.
And I'm saying I love the cake pops. Cake pops are good. If I had a fucking period right now, I'd love to wash this down with a Dr. Pepper and
I think it's
dad's
hard.
fucking faint love.
I think we fall in love with the things about these people that we maybe it's things about ourselves and that we see in that. You know what I mean? And I'm not opposed to the fact that all humans are fucking vain and narcissists in some way, shape, or form, right? And I think relatability is just a form of that in some sense. But when it comes to like Chappelle and what he's done as far as the progression and the change, you know, it's like
He grew up.
he grew up.
And I'm sorry, I'm stuck in my 17s.
And
I'm
that's-
sorry, I'm still 20 and I'm a 35-year-old man.
But that's like
But make stuff for me, idiot.
that's like the evolution of anything. You know, the music that fucking I hate to say it, Britney Spears would make now is not the same music that she made in 2006.
Will I Am's Dirty Bit is what was that song? It was like I remember
bitch.
You
want a Maserati?
And I remember
You want a Bugatti?
being like, is she gonna sing at all? And then she was like, nope. This is all you get for the song, and we fucking played that song.
Yep. Listen, Britney is my queen. And if
That checks out. At first, I was like, wait, what? But after recapping, who's John?
I was raised
Yeah.
by Tammy,
Yeah.
Checks.
of course.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Of course, I idolize Britney Spears. And I'm at a point now where I think she's attainable. I mean, maybe that's just me. I know she's a bajillionaire.
Are you the same age?
Close.
Okay.
Yeah, I think she's like 2 years, maybe a couple years older than me.
Right.
All right, hold on. Wait, I know you're enjoying the episode. Just give us just a minute. We just had a quick thing we want to tell you about. First off, if you're watching the episode and you're liking it, thank you so much. We love you. Keep watching. We're almost done. Just make sure if you've got the time, go hit that subscribe button, like, comment, do all the things you got to do to make us the best podcast that, you know, we're trying to be. I believe Colt has one more thing he wants to tell you.
Guys, I got some big news, okay? The big news is that John and I are coming up with a whole new show. We already have it all put together, but we need your help to do it. The name of the show is Who's Your Tammy, where we're going to have you guys, our loyal fans, write into the show. Tell us about your crazy childhoods, you know, good and bad. What'd your parents do? Did they not feed you? Did they feed you too much? You know, did you have good Christmases, bad Christmases? Tell us all about it. Email us at Tammy'sboypodcast@gmail.com, and we will read your stories on the air, and we'll break them down.
Feel free. If you want to keep it anonymous, keep it anonymous. You don't have to tell us your name. Your identity can remain a complete secret. But your stories, that's what we want. So please, send us those stories. Thank you for tuning in.
Thank you.
Enjoy the rest of the episode. Because Brittany now, she's got like mom at a flea market energy. You know what I mean? Like her kids are kind of free roaming. She's got like a bunch of tramp stamps.
I can't tell you that I've been to either a farmer's market or kept up with Britney Spears at all.
I said flea market. Flea market and a farmer's market.
That is way different.
are two different fucking things.
So sorry. It is like me
That's like
being
the difference between tikka masala and butt sex.
Yeah. Life changing. I mean, it is like being like, well, I went to Target. Well, it was a Walmart, but I went to Target. You're like, that is not the same place.
No, you get different deals there.
Flea market. Interesting they still call it that because it's full of fleas.
I think it's because, if I have to guess, it's because there's so many different aisles and stuff that it could resemble a colony of fleas.
No, I think it was. I think it was known as like.
No.
Does that
honestly,
sound right?
I
I
think it
tell
came
you,
from, like-
I don't know what it is, but you're wrong for sure. Flea bottom is the marketplace in Game of Thrones, so it could be maybe that has a derivative there.
Flea market originates from the French term marché aux puces, market of fleas.
Really?
Fuckers.
What-
Which which emerged in the 1860s Paris to describe outdoor bazaars selling secondhand, often vermin-infested clothing and furniture. So poor people.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
for the poors.
And I love that the poors were like, damn right it is.
Goddamn right, we're gonna call it that.
And these are the most American fleas you got.
Yeah.
We do not like our clothes clean.
We want them dirty. Filthy.
Cover them in fleas.
Ha ha ha. It needs to smell like Limburger.
Did the French were known for not showering, is that right?
I think all of Europe at a certain point was
Yeah.
just kind of not showering.
I remember that they were like, when their anti-Semitism happened, I think during the plague,
The bubonic?
bubonic, they thought it was the Jews because they weren't getting sick, but it was because they were showering. They were cleaner.
Wow. So I was looking that up. Are the French known
That's fascinating.
for, and all of the searches that come up for that, are the French known for surrendering, having affairs, protesting, being late, cheese, coffee, food, retreating, smoking wine?
Okay.
Nothing. Stinking isn't in there.
Type in stinking fucking French.
Stinky French. God, we're gonna get so many French Patreon.
Man, I pulled that up
subscribers.
and AI didn't even have anything for me.
Nothing.
I don't even know how to look something up without AI anymore.
Say, why do the French stink so fucking much?
Yes. Why do the French contain so much bo?
I'll add a question mark. That might help. AI. The stereotypes that French people smell bad is largely an outdated myth, rooted in historical 17th and 19th century sanitation issues.
Rooted in sanitation issues that were real, but they haven't been real since the 17 or 1800s.
But didn't they have to work for like 8 months or something just to have the Olympics?
Yeah, the river.
Yeah, the river scene or whatever.
Yeah.
They had to like literally work for 8 months to like remove the pollution or whatever from
Yeah.
the river.
Yeah, well, that will happen.
Yeah.
I mean, how long?
You don't get to have a reputation of not being dirty now when you've got a dirty fucking river.
That was pretty recent. I mean, we would have to do a good clean and make sure there's no dead bodies in our fucking saying.
Buddy, Ladybird would have to be drug.
Yeah.
My son asked me to go magnet fishing at Ladybird. Have you heard about magnet fishing?
It's just like, yeah.
Take a big magnet, throw it in the water, drag it, pick shit up. All
Sounds
right?
like how you find a nice new handgun.
My son wants to do it so bad. He's been begging me.
Wait, where do you get the magnet?
Amazon, they've got them like $30 or $40. It's not like expensive.
It just has to be like a certain power, right, to be able to...
Yeah, I've already ordered it. We're gonna
How
do
long
it.
can a gun last down there?
I mean,
You can restore it.
yeah, you can reblue the
yeah.
gun and take it to a gun.
I said I was going to resand this desk. It's just been sitting there shitty in my apartment.
What you have to do is when you find a gun, though, you have to immediately call the police to make sure it's not a murder weapon.
Yeah.
And-
It's like, come on.
And then they
38
keep
at the
it.
bottom of the
You know
wall.
what it is? I have 40. I don't want murder weapons.
Yeah.
It's like I've been magnet fishing, guys.
Oh, I imagine you're gonna find. Like that's what I told him. I'm like, dude, you're gonna find a lot of vapes.
Yep.
Yeah.
You're gonna find a lot of cell phones, and you're probably gonna find a couple knives,
Welding needles.
needles. Yeah, and I'm like, we're gonna have to wear thick gloves.
Is this a magnet that you can turn on and off?
No.
Well, that's not a good magnet then.
Is there a magnet you can turn on and off?
Yeah, it's
mean,
electricity.
Yeah. Yeah. I
But
mean,
you want to
like,
throw that in water?
I mean, like, think about like doors, magnetized doors.
Yes. Yes, John.
Wouldn't you fry the river? I don't know the rules.
All
No.
the canoers are just,
Yeah, I mean, I don't.
Falls off a paddleboard and dies.
I don't know if you know about the voltage of these batteries. Even if I did do that, it would be fine.
It brings the dead bodies in Ladybird back to life.
yeah.
We start the zombie
We got
apocalypse.
35
magnet fishing.
Frankensteins running around.
Can't you do that with a car battery and go? What is it? Trailer park fishing?
Yeah, actually,
Oh.
yeah. Stick the things in the water. Yeah, and fry the fish. Yeah, it's a thing.
Have you ever done that?
No, but are you familiar with the Darwin Awards?
Darwin Awards?
Yeah.
No.
So-
I mean, I could probably guess.
Colt, you want to do me a favor?
Sure.
The Darwin Awards are when people die in very, very stupid ways.
Yeah.
There is a story, I believe it's Brazil or somewhere in South America. A guy did that, had to get fish for like, I guess, the village, or had to get fish for like a huge celebration, and then left the things in there
And then walked in?
and walked in to get the fish and died.
That's a lot of electricity.
Yeah.
That's way too much. I mean, like, that's...
But I mean, it was enough to make the fish go like bloop, bloop, up to the water.
Right, but I think it just shocks them. Like I think their body just goes like this, and then they're paralyzed until you can go collect them. I don't think their heart stops.
I don't know.
This guy, he probably has been drinking too many Dr. Peppers and dark chocolate and probably gonna have a heart attack. I'm so worried about how much sugar your daughter's eating.
Oh man, her
Is she
glucose is
fat?
high. No, she's like me. She's
You
like
allowed to ask?
she's like
Are
me.
you allowed to ask?
My glucose, my A1C is high. My glucose, I got to check the other day, and my cholesterol is high, and I weigh 175 pounds.
Right.
It's
Right. It's not visually, you can't tell.
no, but inside,
Yeah.
yeah, I like sweets.
Oh.
I think I found.
I actually looked at the aisle of sweets in Costco today. I was like, America's disgusting.
I like certain sweets.
I'm a fruity guy myself. No.
Okay,
No.
All right. So I found.
No.
So I found the thing.
No.
Right. So it says Ukraine, 1999. So, but same thing. A fisherman in Kiev electrocuted himself while fishing in supply of his home and trailed into the end of the river. So yeah, he walked in whenever it was electric. And,
it was Ukraine. Sorry, South America.
yeah.
It's Russia, you mean?
I don't give a fuck about.
Russia just got him. Russia just incorporated those retards into their country.
Go into water. Walk forward now.
So I was like, oh God, I wouldn't want them to invade Ukraine. They're gonna have to take care of those dummies.
Did your dad get out of the military when you were in high school?
Yeah.
Okay, so you guys left post when you were in high school. Did you go to like a regular school after that?
Oh,
or did you go to like?
I never went to.
You never went to school on post?
No, because my mom said they're full of idiots,
Yeah, they are.
and they said it was a bad school. So I went to like all the local schools.
Okay, and you probably went to a bunch.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Church of England, Jared's Cross. Ever heard of it?
What was the hardest school that you went to? Like, if you had to go back, like one school experience.
I mean, I was fucking so bullied in England.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I was at the age where I was like WWE and raised in the army. So like violence was normal to me. I thought we were just practicing being warriors.
Yeah.
But I was getting bullied and I had to fight them off a lot.
British dudes.
Yeah, there was only those there.
Well, no, I mean, you could have been with a couple of expats that had, military kids. Where was your dad stationed when you were over there? Do you remember?
He was stationed in Lakenheath or downtown London.
Okay.
So he took the train in. It was like 30 minutes away.
So he was probably doing specialized work for the army, and he was probably like not with like a normal unit.
Right, he was with the Brits.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's different.
Yeah, that's different.
That's basically like.
Oh, I know. I have cousins. they went to the stupid school. Yeah,
I think I know someone else
talked
that,
to them. I know what I could have turned
Is
out
that
like.
when you started playing rugby? Was in England?
Yeah.
Oh, that makes sense
yeah.
now.
Yeah.
See, I never put that together.
Yep. They put the games were on Sundays, and I found out that's when I was like, oh, so I don't have to go to church if I'm playing rugby? And I was like, no. It's like, I play rugby now.
Yeah, that's the loophole with the NFL.
It's incredible.
You become a big enough fan, you don't have to go to church.
It's incredible.
It's awesome.
And you just go, the Broncos are Jesus. It's the will of Jesus Christ, Marshawn.
I want you to look at John Elway's jawline and tell me he's not ordained by God.
I ran out of football players. Jerry Rice, so good.
I named the most famous Denver Bronco.
Yeah, me too. And then you took the one I had.
Elway?
Oh, yeah, you took him away.
Oh, I hate you, man.
Sorry, guys. I'm not going to be a dad, so I just have to do it to you, John. You're my boy, John. You're my boy.
All right, so let's launch this.
Hey, one question. The last time we were in, you were talking about going on a Rio trip. Did you ever do that?
Never. No, we did go to Rio. Instead, we went to Europe again, I think. We're going back in June. We're going to Valencia, Croatia.
Croatia?
Yeah. Really excited about that.
Yeah.
You look Turkish. Are you Turkish?
I'm not.
Are you sure?
Maybe I might have some. I'm kind of just a European mutt, so
I bet
probably some in
I
there.
bet some like guys were like, dude, we're gonna make it in Constantinople, dude. Those fucking Turks are gonna fucking and then they stayed there, and then one of them took your daughter as a wife, and then just fucking had you.
You're the one that looks European ambiguous. Like you could be from like 8 different fucking European countries.
Yeah.
You could be Greek. You could be fucking
Northern Italian.
Romanian. You could be fucking
German.
German. Like you know what I mean? You've got like even a Hungarian look about you.
How do you think I know what his dad did? What do you think I know about his ancestors, John? It happened to me too. We thought the Seljaks were gonna sell us everything. Goddamn Byzantine fucks.
You know what? I say this, and I don't say this lightly. This is a huge compliment. I think you would have been one of the greatest assets the CIA has ever discovered.
I've been telling them I'm still available. Listen, you send me over there, they're not going to think I'm even touching the government.
Buddy, I could see you undercover in some John Wick sex dungeon. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Some fucking Russian nightclub. You sitting around with some boy. I can see it.
That'd be tough though in the Middle East because then you have to be like double undercover because they find out like the one thing. I mean, you're already kind of toast.
Yeah.
You know. So,
yeah. That I'm cut.
Yeah. Yeah.
They hate that.
Yeah.
Luckily, I tuck. I tuck to hide my cut. I tuck to hide my cut. I talk to hide my cut. Listen, I talk to hide my cut, so kill me.
I love this.
You're not going to throw me off a roof. Because the roof is on fire, Muhammad.
What other notes do
They
I
don't
have?
throw them off roofs. They just try to teach gay people how to fly without wings.
Yep. Yep. Like that girl's husband in the roast of Kevin Hart.
Cheryl Underwood.
Sucks. Poor
R.I.P.
guy. Why did he commit suicide? What was his thing? Did he die on accident? I didn't know who she was, so I couldn't.
I know he fell off a bridge.
Well, that they all said that a couple times.
That was the.
I didn't know who she was, and instantly I learned about her tragic.
Just for the record, we're talking about the Kevin Hart roast that happened. You're not going to see this for a month. It just happened last night for us right now, so it is still hot off the press.
Sorry, I'm topical.
It's okay.
And I tuck because I'm cut.
God damn it, Colt.
Who is this? I'll look it up.
No, we were talking about Cheryl Underwood's husband.
We don't need to go back.
You know what? I'll say this about her though. You know, after fucking 15 years on the talk, however long she did, it was like a long stretch on the talk. For her to come on and do what she did last night, it was pretty great.
Especially with the intro of she's a Christian comic now, so this is probably gonna fucking suck.
Yeah.
Wow, Shane really went for it.
Yep. And then she basically threw her pussy at every single person on stage.
She did. I like that.
Yeah, she's like, where Tom Brady at? I'll fuck him too.
Too much pussy. Yeah, I liked it. Okay.
I gotta watch the roast.
Yeah, you got to watch it. It was good.
I haven't seen
It was
it.
very long. I watched, it was the entire drive down from Dallas.
We were talking about that yesterday whenever we were filming some stuff. I feel like roasts they don't need to be 3 hours long. Like 2 hours max, I feel like kind of does it. That might just be me. But also we were talking about like the Friars roast back there. You know, that was an hour, like hour and a half maybe. And it just seemed feels repetitive after a while.
Yeah, but I mean, a lot of those people aren't going to watch the entire roast in one sitting. And if they are, I mean, Netflix, that's how they pay out. So the longer you get them to watch, the better, I guess. So
Yeah.
And most people are going to watch it as clips or as memes or something like that.
Yeah,
so
that's
you're
true.
just fucking mining that shit. I mean, like, how many memes are there in one John Wick movie? Maybe 5? But this is how many fucking roasters are there? It's
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
It's a kind of a content factory.
It really is. It makes me go like, roasters should be way more famous. I mean, like each one of those roast clips just goes
Viral.
like, why don't they go? Like I go, you're not good at the other stuff. Stop trying the other stuff. Just do that.
Yeah, that's the problem with certain comics.
That's a certain problem with me is I can figure out everybody else's career except for mine. And I'm just sitting over here going, what else do you want? I talk because I'm caught.
From every roast, I'm ignoring the tuck uncut thing now.
Me too.
Might be the title of the episode.
You're just gonna ignore it?
I'll have to talk to the producer.
What the fuck, Dad? I thought you loved me. DoorDash me some tuck for my cut. And a Dr. Pepper.
No one has more fun than Colton Dowling.
That's the thing I found out about. I actually was thinking about this today. I was like, I've been to so many boring places like church and school that I go, if you are bored, it's your fucking fault.
I love that.
Because I can think anything. You're sitting there, and the thing is, you have to be there, but you don't have to listen. So just go into your own world. It's actually like an advert for disassociation. And now people are paying me to say the things I've been disassociating my entire life. And they're going, it's so weird. So
What things?
Weird. Like the tuck from my cut. Like
the
for
peptide?
instance,
Like the peptide drop?
if I was nervous that somebody wanted to see my foreskin. So instead I put my balls up and then I taped it back so I could hide my tuck because I'm cut. I get hyper focused, so let's try to break me off of that.
That's impossible.
Okay.
I've been your friend for 5 years now, and I know when you're on one,
It's impossible.
it is.
So we have some
there was
new
something,
questions.
Impossible.
No, there was one moment when I talked about it on the podcast last time. I don't remember, but it was at Skankfest. I don't know if Skankfest had happened when you did the podcast yet.
I don't think so.
We talked
No,
about Skankfest.
No.
so
Recently.
Oh, the recent one, yeah. No.
In New Orleans.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Let's talk about this because this was fun. Because me and Colton had a night. Okay, we hung out. I think it was like maybe Friday night, Skankfest in New Orleans. This was October, November, and Colton was a little,
I got shit faced.
he was a little drunk. He was hammered.
But I didn't do cocaine, so I was like, not a relapse.
And it was one of those things where we're walking together, and I don't know if I'm walking for you or with you. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Like, is this moment where I'm protecting Colton from the world, or am I protecting the world from Colton?
Yes. And it's a little bit of both.
Very much so. You find out hanging out with you throughout a night. It very much is both. We were walking past this lady, and she was crouched down on the fence, and I don't even know if you remember this.
I vaguely remember this.
But she was almost like borderline fetal position, laying against the fence. Like something bad had just happened to her. And then a guy's walking out of Skankfest. And Skankfest has, I don't know why people have a reputation of there being crazy people, whatever, Skankfest. The nicest people I've ever met in my life are at that fucking comedy festival. People that will pick you up drunk, get you to your hotel. Good,
Yeah. It's mosh pit people. It's mosh pit people.
It is.
Well, they're going to go to mosh pit. Sure, they're going to push each other. But if you fall down, you trip, they're picking you up.
Absolutely.
You drop your phone, they're picking it up.
Hell yeah, get up, buddy. We got you.
Yeah,
It's very much that kind of mindset at Skankfest.
I agree.
And so there was a girl, fetal position, outside of Skankfest, sitting next to a fence, and one of the guys in front of us stopped, and he goes, "Hey, are you okay?" And she goes, "Yeah, I'm fine." And then you were walking by, and you were at this point, you were dancing, so you were a little bit in front of me. And I was walking with the weird guy that was with us that night. I don't know if you remember him.
I do not. I'm learning that there was a weird guy with us.
There was a weird guy with us, and he was like a fan.
Okay.
But anyway, and he was a fan of you, by the way.
Nice guy. Love you, guy.
He was like, "Oh, I know who he is. I'm a fan of him." And I'm like, "Oh, cool."
Oh, surprising. At Skankfest.
Yeah, right? It's hard to figure. There was the girl by the thing, and then you looked at her, and you were like, in your very gay, helpful way.
Yeah.
We're like, "Hey, girl, you okay? You need some help?" And then she fucking exploded on you. Do you remember that?
No, but I do know that if a girl is in trouble, I usually try to come off as flamboyant as I can.
And you did come off very
I
flamboyant.
was like, don't worry, honey. I'm here for you.
Yeah.
And I am not a threat, and I'm not interested. I
Yeah.
wanted to communicate both. This is not that.
No, it's a queen to queen situation.
Yes.
Yeah, and
we can't be sitting down here, queen. This is not where we sit.
The second you started talking to her, flamingo feathers popped out.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I saw it. And the guy next to me, we were walking, and he goes, "Oh, he's gay?" And that's the moment he found out. It was like when you were doing the thing. And I'm like, okay, so I know he was presenting as gay. But then the girl fucking lost it. and she was like, why is everybody worried about if I'm fucking good or not? I'm fucking fine. And then you look at her and you were like, bitch, you're in the fetal position next to a fence. He goes, everything about you is crying for help.
Actually, I do remember that. I think I said, bitch, because you're on the motherfucking ground.
Yeah. Like, shit's not going well. You know what I mean? Like, gravity got you, bitch. I'm trying to figure out if you need help.
Yeah.
And it was one of the funniest things. Just watching you flip from a helpful to fuck you in less than 3 seconds.
Yeah, well, you know.
God, it was funny.
I feel like I remember some girl saying something on the phone as we passed.
Yep, that was another thing. Okay, that was my other favorite moment. I was going to get to that. It was 2 gay guys, and they were outside talking outside the club, and we caught just a piece of their conversation, a very small part. And the part that he said was he was talking about talking to his girlfriend, or like this friend that he's, this girl that he's friends with. And he goes, no, bitch, you don't have rosacea. You just do too much cocaine. And that's all we heard.
Which is like, you can't like, ooh, that sentence is so good. Because unfortunately, if we had heard the previous sentence, we might have gotten bored and walked away.
Yeah.
But we heard the best sentence.
We heard the punch.
Yeah.
We have no perspective whatsoever.
No.
Talking about. We just know this bitch thinks she has rosacea.
Right.
And in actuality.
Which is how I like to do comedy. I go, you can add whatever context you want to this scenario. And I'm not going to tell you the scenario. It's going to be confusing for a lot of people. But if you get it, you get it. And if you don't.
It's kind of like you coming up on the street to people and be like, I tuck my cock. I tuck it.
Not my cunt, my cut.
Cunt's funnier.
I thought I just misheard you. I tuck my cunt.
Oh man, it was a perfect time for that.
Yeah, I tuck my cut.
We've got some that happened. Yeah, that happened at Skankfest. And honestly, then we leave and we hear some, like, I guess, jazz band or something, like the Benny Goodman Orchestra as we're rolling by. And then you start doing the dancing in the rain thing.
Yeah.
I'm trying to remember who that was.
Gary Cooper?
Might have been. No.
Or singing? You're talking about
Gene Kelly and
Gene Kelly.
the other one. But Gene Kelly.
Yeah, who was the other one? It was Gene Kelly, and I know his name because he was in White Christmas.
Make them laugh, make them laugh.
Crosby?
No, the other guy.
If you want
it might have been
to,
Holiday Inn I'm
make
thinking
them
about.
Laugh. Give it a plenty of zing. I think what's interesting about feeling comfortable enough to be
Kane?
so drunk around anyone.
Donald O'Connor is what's coming up along with Gene Kelly.
I was thinking of Danny Kane. But yeah, it's Donald O'Connor.
I don't think it is.
I'm pretty sure it's Don Connor and Gene Kelly.
As the main guys in the 1952 class of Singing in the Rain are Gene Kelly and Donald O'Connor.
Okay, well, I have to trust whatever's behind that dirty little screen of yours. He's just looking at 2 boobies going, yep, Donald O'Connor.
2 different ones.
I think just trusting somebody with your unconscious, because my executive functioning is fucked. So basically all you get is raw, unfiltered me. And my instinct is to apologize for that. And you're like, dude, you're fun as hell. And that's crazy.
Yeah.
You know, having so many walls. Everyone walks around with walls up. And then, sometimes people get blackout and they're just fucking pieces of shit. But apparently I'm a helpful, dancing motherfucker.
You really are. You're like, I'll say this. I've been sober for over 2 years now, and I don't like hanging out with drunk people. But when you're drunk, I actually have fun with you. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You're like one of the few people that, because you don't get drunk all the time.
Right.
It's such a rare thing with you. And you're also a happy drunk. And it's so like, and you're not a rambler. You're not somebody that wants to, you don't do all the things that drunk people do that bother me.
We're disconnected. I'm connected, but I'm not there.
But you don't like you don't push boundaries. You don't break space. You don't fucking like talk in my ear a bunch. You don't tell me how much you love me. You know what I mean? It's just like you're just Colton times 1,000. And so it's just like literally like this box of fun. that is fucking strolling around telling this fucking drunk bitch she's the problem.
She was a problem.
She was a problem.
She needed to take responsibility for that.
She was a problem.
Just being confused about why people are being nice to her.
Oh man, why is everybody being so helpful?
Yeah.
I'm fine.
You smell like throw up, bitch.
Oh man, you look like fucking Mad Dog 2020 poured out on the ground.
Is that a beer?
The MD 2020? No,
that
that's a
liqueur, isn't it?
yeah, it's a fucking trash drink.
I would know. I only drink
Let's just say
PBR
the first
and
time I ever heard of it.
any whiskey.
You learned to drink in England, okay?
No, I was a drink. Yeah, actually they had we went to Plymouth for our 6-year like school break, and they had a vending machine with shandies in it. So we were like 11 years old, just going for £1.50. Just getting shit can on shandy.
That's awesome.
I mean, I don't know how much is it. I don't know. The drinking cultures over there is so different.
I know there's kids in pubs and shit sometimes. Like,
Yeah, I mean, 16, you can get like a 3-4 beer or something like that, or you can get I don't know if it makes them better.
doesn't make them worse.
I think it makes the middle class happen.
Well, we're all. The thing is
That might be a hot. Actually, roll with that for a second.
I've said what I said.
Nice. All right.
but we're drinking
Scratch
here.
that.
In the water hole.
We're drinking here at 16, 17, 18 too. It's just not normalized or legalized.
Yeah, it's not like widely accepted.
But everybody has the house with a parent that was like, you can drink, you just can't leave.
Right.
Yeah.
But so then you were getting blasted to oblivion, and there was no, oh my God, my uncle's over there.
Yeah.
Oh no, don't get too drunk, miss. Mrs. Pastry over there is our teacher for maths.
She's in the pub too.
For geometry. Oh, bloody hell.
I tell you what, I would
going
have done
to
a lot
uni.
better in school if I could have had a beer with my fucking teacher.
Oh, you think? I don't think.
I think, yeah, if I
I
could
think
have.
I definitely would have gotten taken advantage of.
Yeah, you would have.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would have definitely.
You're
I know me.
Yeah, but I mean, I'm me.
I
so
know me.
I'm
I know
safe. It would just be a good conversation.
Yeah, they would be like, I gotta shut this kid up somehow with my fucking cock in his mouth. I'd be like, dude, what the hell? Can I at least get a better grade? No, it wasn't about fat. Just stop making it about fat. Why do all the students make it about fat? Oh, every time I do this, the students just want something out of me.
Do the tuck my cut thing with the English accent.
Oh, God. I'm so embarrassed of my uncut tuck.
Oh, I love this podcast. Oh man. So we got some fun hypothetical questions we want to go through with Tammy's boy. One of those is like, because I feel like what we do here a lot is we cover a lot of like what the parent is and who the parent is, but we don't really cover like how they react to things. You know what I mean? And exactly like
the psychology behind the parents.
yeah, like I think that also goes into who more. You know, the how leads to the whom. So what we're wondering is like with these questions and trying to figure out is like how would your parent interact and which one would you want to interact in this situation?
Right.
You know what I mean? And it's not like picking like 'cause my kids ask me all the time. They're like, "Dad, which one's your favorite?"
Right.
And I always tell them, I don't have a favorite. I have a favorite for different shit. Okay? If I'm going to a movie, I want my oldest. If I'm going to a carnival, I want my middle child. If I'm going to a game, I want my youngest. You're all my favorite for different things. You know what I mean? We all have favorite things that we do together.
Don't you think that accidentally pigeonholes them where they go, all I'm good at is going to the game?
No,
And then the middle child goes, the oldest goes, all I'm good at is watching movies.
No, not at
And
all.
15 years later, they make a podcast called John's Daughter, and
Because
Yeah,
I'm using that
I
as an
watch
example.
movies.
I'm
John's
using that as
daughter.
an example. There's actually a bunch of different things, right? Like, for example, when me and my middle child will play Uno. That's our thing. And then me and my oldest, you know, like my middle child's antiquing and she wants to go to the Domain and Sephora. And those are things that we do together, you know? But that, you know, in that realm, she's my favorite to do that with because that's what we do.
Okay.
You know what I mean? And I'm not being subjective. I'm not trying to be subjective with my kids where like, I, like you more than the other kid for this activity. I'm not saying that. I'm not trying to pigeonhole them. I'm saying this is all you do. I'm just saying that like, hey man, this is what we do. This is what we have fun doing. So this is this is our favorite thing to do together.
Okay.
But that's it. And so the only reason I mention that is just because I don't want anybody to think that I'm asking people to pick their favorite parent. Right? I don't want the viewers, I don't want you guys to think that I'm ever doing that. Because I think that's an impossible pick.
Okay.
I think people can pick. And I don't necessarily even think it's fair.
I think sometimes it's easier than other times.
Absolutely. It's a scale. It slides.
Sure.
Yeah.
Like if you're Kevin Hart's dad, then probably it wasn't you.
Absolutely. Yes.
Yeah. If you weren't there, probably not the one.
Right.
You're kind of excluded.
Yeah.
So there's also that.
So one of the questions is say you are in court, right? And
What did I do?
So let's say
My teacher didn't give me an A, and he promised me an A.
let's say you were caught with a misdemeanor amount of drugs, right? Not a felony, just maybe some community service, nothing big, but not the best. Which parent would be more likely to take the rap for you?
Which parent would like take the blame?
My mom would definitely take the blame. Now, I also thought that my mom would actually be better in court because she would be someone like a victim where she'd be like, not my boy. My dad would be like, I'm not fucking doing it. You're a fucking idiot. I told you not to fucking do that. And he has as bad ADHD as I do, so he would get distracted in the court. And if there was a jury, he'd be fucking with the jury, be like, ha ha ha, look at him.
Oh man, you as
be
a public
fun.
defender would be something I would watch.
Oh God, I want to do that. I want to do that. Growing up, everybody thought I was gonna be a lawyer. My great uncle was a lawyer. Uncle Sergey, that guy was a fucking menace. And then he owned a bank. Then he died of being fat.
Okay.
During COVID.
That's kind of what I expect all bank owners to die of. I mean, we're being honest here, Like, I used to think, maybe this is wrong. I used to think fat was an abundance thing, but now if you look at America, it's actually kind of a scarcity thing, where people are overweight
Because they're hoarding donuts.
But also because there's lack of I wouldn't say access to
food
fresh
scarcity, food deserts.
Yeah.
If the only thing in your neighborhood is a gas station with ho-hos, that's what you're going to eat.
Exactly. If that's the closest thing to you in relativity.
Yeah. My husband lived in the swamps, Louisiana, and I went down there. I was like, so how's the town doing? She's like, oh, we're getting a KFC. And I was like, God damn, you guys don't need any more fucking fast food. When I said, he lives in such a small place that nobody knows where it is. So I had to say the city closest. But when I was in rehab, the guy goes, oh, I know where that is. I bought meth in Abbeville. I was like, that makes sense.
Now, one little bit of pushback, right, or just something to think about. So those smaller towns, I feel like people there are more inclined to be like hunters and anglers and stuff too. So they are eating probably most likely fresh game. So there's that side too, maybe. Like farmers,
Yeah.
At least that's what my mind associates with. I might be off.
Yeah, it's off.
Okay.
There's industrialized farming has really taken the small farmer out of farms.
Absolutely. Yeah. As somebody that grew up on a small farm, I watched the industry change a lot from the time I lived there to the time I left.
Yeah.
And it went from where farmers could I was on a tobacco farm. It's a different thing, right? But it's still very much cash crop, sell the crop.
Yeah.
But before it was, you would take it to a warehouse and people would auction. Everything would go for auction. And these companies would come in and that's how they would buy the product. But then the big corporations came in like Philip Morris and a lot of those, and they started signing farmers to contracts, meaning it doesn't really matter the quality of what you put out. We just need you to put out.
Right.
And put out this much, and you need to use these burners to cure the tobacco, and you need to use these chemicals, and you need to use this. And as long as you do that, you fill this contract, we'll pay you this much every year. And
that guarantee's nice. I mean, I get why you do that.
It is nice, but also it stopped the flux. It stopped the gain, right? Where you could have a year where you could make enough, if you had an amazing crop year, you could make enough for 2 years.
We just bought sugarcane. and we had a bad crop, and it was a little fun because it's not like our like main money source. I was like, God damn, we have to replant the whole sugarcane field. Bad crop, we're fucked. I go, thank God they still gave us $200 for all that sugarcane field. We got to go plant more. It's great being a farmer.
Did you have insurance on it?
That's a good question. It's not really my role. My role is more like
don't worry, I'll ask Chip next time I see him.
I bought some overalls and it's called the sugarcane field.
Bought a camera.
Yeah. I just want a reality TV show, John. He's asking me about insurance.
I asked the wrong question.
Next question. All right.
Go ahead.
All right. So let's say that you're at home with your with your parents. Your water heater breaks, or it could be, some other large appliance. What are the next chain of events that are going to happen after that? It breaks. How are they reacting?
I'm at their house.
Yeah, just your parent. I mean, just your parents. How would that go down?
How I'm mild.
Any
I don't tell them.
No, their house. Their water heater goes out. Let's just say, put yourself. You're
how would they
10
react
years old.
to
your
that
water heater
small
goes
tragedy?
out. Yeah.
Okay, so that did happen during the freeze. My mom didn't have a water heater for a week. I found out 2 months later.
So she just handled it.
Yeah, she just went, well, yep. I just didn't have it, and it sucked, and that was that. She was like, I took showers at the gym, and it was fine. That's my mom's whole mantra is I'm fine. And then even if she's crying while scrubbing the dishes, she goes, I'm fine. And then my dad, he would call his neighbor, Larry, and Larry would probably fix it.
There we go. Yep. Okay.
No, that's fair.
My dad doesn't have any tools. He has no skills at all. He's a pencil pusher officer, like does not know how to do stuff. In fact, I think it's because he's such a perfectionist that he's afraid to try so that he's not good at stuff, so he never learns. Because he would be bad at it. I don't want to embarrass myself.
So he's a perfectionist to like what kind of degree? Like almost like an OCD degree?
He's really good at the things he's good at, and he will not try anything else. He will not step out of his comfort zone.
Okay. Did that bother you growing up?
He wasn't around when I was growing up.
Yeah, because he was always
he was somewhere. I mean, it was like whenever he'd come home, he'd be like, there are rules. I'm like, okay, can't wait till this fucking asshole leaves again.
Kind of like somebody showing up on the island for Lord of the Flies.
Right. Yeah. And it's like, okay, well, this guy's not going to be around for long. Don't worry, guys. Huddle down. It's going to be fine. Just pretend like we do dinner every day at 7:30. Yeah, right? Just that's what he said.
Well,
we do it all the time.
In the military, and it's probably how you grew up. It's funny. It's called the Dog and Pony Show. And it's where when the officer shows up, you put on the Dog and Pony Show, right? You make sure everything looks pristine and clean. It's like when the owner of a restaurant comes in. Yeah. Right? You want everything to look perfect, even though the second they fucking leave, somebody throws a margarita glass against the counter and somebody's, shit gets fucking crazy.
You just go, there's so many fucking holes in our wall. Mom better not stop spending money on Abercrombie. Jesus Christ. My mom shouldn't have done that, Dad. I'm sorry. When you deploy again, I'll tell her not to do it.
You deserve a better wife.
Instantly, I'm like, Mom, they don't pop anymore.
Mom, I can't pop my
Mom,
collar.
my collars are fucked. I need more Abercrombie, Mom. What are you, bitch? You want me to die alone? None of the girls like me because I can't pop my collar.
And meanwhile,
I'm going to have to tuck my cut now.
Meanwhile, you're like, Dad, she's blowing the Abercrombie budget.
Dad, I'm with you, buddy.
Dad, I don't know what's going on.
Beans and rice.
Turn around. Bitch, more collars.
Yeah, no, she really did put up a nice family life in the face of no support from my dad. So I mean, while I can, sit there and go like, she should have done these things better. It's like, I've never been alone with 4 kids and had to take care of all of them.
I can only imagine.
Yeah.
I've been alone with 3.
And they were deploying so she was literally alone, no family, no nothing. And it's funny to watch my siblings do it with like their support. I'm like, oh yeah, I bet My grandparents should have been more involved.
Yeah.
We didn't talk much about your siblings
Yeah.
on the last episode.
Well, what happened is I'm not allowed to. In fact, I'm actually not talking to my brother right now because he specifically said, keep my name out of your fucking mouth. And I said, please don't yell at me. And he was like, you're dead to me.
Oh, from a podcast?
Yeah. It was not even one that got any views.
Oh, it sucks. Not even worth it.
It wasn't even worth it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
To us, you got to understand, okay? There's a certain level of family trauma or drama that is worth 100,000 views.
For sure.
Yeah. I mean,
Absolutely.
To me, I'm not telling your story. I'm telling you my perspective on my life, and you happen to be there. Sorry you grew up with me, asshole.
yeah. You're a character in this story.
Right. I mean, it's not even, no one's even claiming that I'm the only truth to your whatever you're dealing with.
I mean, I worried for a time about getting like a cease and desist from Tammy. Something, about talking about the stories and the past stuff about her.
Yeah.
I've wondered if it would ever come, but it hasn't.
Well, luckily, YouTube will be around far longer than humanity, so she has time.
Yeah,
Think
Change
so?
her mind. Probably. Maybe. I don't know.
I don't really know how it's stored.
I don't either.
I don't know what servers, if it's there forever.
Yeah.
Listen, I wasn't being like truly, spot on with that. It was just
Yeah.
more metaphorical.
Spotify. Yeah.
Yeah.
Spotify will.
Yeah, that's right.
There's something will live in
Full
the ether
video on
forever.
Spotify.
I would love for Spotify to be like, we gotta put you in the industry. We gotta put you in a plant. And maybe the CIA's like, not yet. We gotta see if he does all the right things, and I'm in this test. I would love to be. Are you guys CIA?
I want to be.
No.
Have you tried?
I think honestly, I at one point, it's something that I kind of like. Yeah, when I was in the Army, being one of the 3-letter agencies really appealed to me.
Same. Before I joined the Marine Corps, I kind of was like, maybe that'll be my pathway to, whatever the hell I'm going to do.
I don't necessarily think that I have ADHD. I have ADHD, so I don't necessarily.
They don't like
think,
that?
I mean, I don't know that I'm. The problem is,
I think it's a disqualifier.
or
Or it's one of those things where it's real difficult to get in if you have it. I don't know if it's changed, but whenever I was going through, it was a lot of people were having problems with it.
yeah.
Which I guess makes sense. It's like, all right, hold this angle, watch that doorway. It's like, all right, oh fuck, Jimmy.
Yeah.
They've never heard of hyperfocus, those dumb fucks. They just have to figure out how to work with us.
That's the hard part.
I think that they would want me as an actor.
It's a special battalion, just the ADHD battalion.
I honestly,
You just there to entertain the troops? Boys, all right.
Baby, hello.
My fair ladies.
here you go. We're gonna have to deploy them for 6 months. Don't worry, we're gonna send in our guys. I go, you guys. Afghanistan's not gonna be bad. If you're bored, it is your fault.
You Tony Robbins in them?
Yeah, and earlier. Remember when I said that? I was doing more callbacks. I like to keep it looping.
Yeah. We loop here. And then occasionally we catch the theme of the show, and then we go and then we go back around, and then we come back around to the theme for like 10 minutes, and then
But hey, to be honest, this is the first return guest, so we're trying everything out. There's no wrong way to do this.
no, and I love talking to you. We always have fun.
That's so true. And I think if I had to be undercover anywhere, it would probably be Rio. Good point. Or
I could see you
Rome.
undercover in England.
oh, I could definitely do England.
Yeah.
Oh, I could do what never mind. I was going to say I could do what Israel's doing to the U.S., but I remembered that was Epstein. That's why I stopped myself. I was like, I'm out, boys.
This train has gone as far as it's going to go.
I love London. What do you guys want me to do? Fuck. Prince Andrews want back in the game?
I think the thing about about joining the 3-letter agencies is the problem with that is that I feel like I would always be one mission away from being expendable. Does that make sense? Like, because I feel like you can only collect so much knowledge for the CIA and all these things before you're detrimental to the health of the CIA.
And for me, they know I don't remember what I did. They go, truly, he does not remember. They're like, they're going to torture him until they find out. They go, literally, he doesn't know anything.
Just put him on another
We
loop.
got a guy.
Just put him on another loop. And
I go, yeah, no, I mean, I remember yelling at a girl who was on the ground in New Orleans. I have to trust you on this.
I'm trying to think of what ring you could penetrate. I love that. I like that. But like, what type of crime?
I just come in, I slam my badge on the table. He's like, what do you mean it didn't work? I go, he wanted me to top him. That's disgusting, sir. I'm not going to fuck him. I thought you said he was a top. I was in there over my head. I almost got killed, figuratively.
Got your lieutenant up against the wall.
I got burned. What?
I could see you in a ring of like, I don't know, like hairdressers smuggling meth in Paul Mitchell bottles. Mm-hmm. I could see you being like undercover in the hair salon for sure.
I could for sure do an undercover salon thing. I bet I could do an undercover poppers thing or like, dancing ring.
Oh yeah, for sure. Like anything in a club.
Do you dance? Because I was talking with my therapist. I go, I used to dance more before I got in Paris.
That's a segue.
It's not a segue.
A statement.
It's a statement.
That just put us on a whole different path.
Sorry, I travel, John. Sorry, I didn't get.
Yeah, but I didn't know there was a fucking. I didn't know there was an Eiffel Tower
in Mobile, Alabama. Sorry, I'm travel,
buddy.
Jesus
but I didn't know there was an Eiffel Tower shoved into your Louvre against your fucking will.
Yeah, it's unfortunate, but the point of the story is that I kind of withdrew and I stopped dancing, and I only dance by myself, like no one's watching, because no one is watching, John. Because I'm by myself.
Someone's always watching.
Wow.
That's why. Oh, call back. Jesus Christ. That's why I believe in him. So he can watch me dance. Here, for Jesus. I know you had a weird plan in Paris, but hopefully you like this stuff.
My God is an
Awesome God. From heaven on earth. My God is an awesome. And actually, that would be a really cool drop because it'd be like in those like Revolutionary War movies, how there's like that child being like, "I flying."
Yeah.
Oh,
I'll fly away, oh glory.
Yeah. And then it's just.
My God is an awesome.
Dubstep just enters.
Yep. Yeah. So yeah, I've been working on myself. I've been trying to go like I've been listening because I think I told you that I got diagnosed with CPTSD.
I have CPTSD too.
It is crazy knowing that and how much it helps knowing it. It's the first diagnosis that you actually can work on.
Yeah.
ADD, they go, yeah, you could take this pill and it sometimes helps. Or like they go autism, you go, you won't be able to read each other's emotions, whatever. But CPTSD, I found working from down up has helped my nervous system so much.
Yeah.
And working on my nervous system actually, circumvents the need to know why.
Okay.
So traditional therapy is executive down, so top down. And then it's basically evolutionary through your brain. So like executive functioning is last, then mammalian, and reptilian. And it's basically if you have an event that is traumatic, it doesn't matter the event, as long as it was traumatic to you, it is traumatic. So like it doesn't matter if it is
I love that.
Whatever.
Yeah.
And so if you go down up and you solve your nervous system, then you actually have a lot less reaction, bodily uncontrol that you normally feel. So your symptoms subside, so you actually heal. Which you don't have to go, oh yeah, I remember getting in Paris and now I can dance again.
So I want to explain to the people that are watching. I love you. I don't even know what to say half the time after. You know what I mean?
Singing in the rain.
It's singing in the rain.
So I really want to say New Orleans really helped me a lot, John.
That's great.
It is interesting to know that.
Also, New Orleans, a lot of French,
It
influence
is.
there.
It really took
Do you have
me
any
back.
problems with that,
No, it took me back.
No?
It is interesting to know that alcohol is a self-medication and normally you don't know it or use it like that. So it actually becomes more of a deterrent than a helpful thing. But if you actually use it, then you can abuse it. Beat that up, beat that bottle up. Beat that bottle up.
So let's explain to the people. Since we were on like a good track, there is a difference between PTSD and CPTSD. And I felt like, we kind of like just went straight into it and we didn't really talk about what it is. And so let's round back just for a minute. And CPTSD
get on back there.
is complex post-traumatic stress disorder. And I have it as well from my childhood.
Yep.
I'm working on, I meet with a new therapist on Thursday.
Right.
Yeah, a new psychiatrist.
Psychiatrist.
Well, a psychiatrist, then a therapist.
Okay.
But I'm meeting with a psychiatrist to address the ADHD issues.
Okay. Yeah, I'm on Vyvanse.
I'm going on.
And
Vyvanse.
then my psychiatrist was like, there's also like, you're really good at like masking. I don't want to say it. We ran out of time. I was like, dude, what? I go, well, if it's coming out of the closet, I'm already gay, you fucking motherfucker. And he just laughed. He goes, it's not that. Don't worry about it. There's really nothing. And the next time I saw him, he goes, it was depression. Like, you clearly have some depression going on. And he goes, but don't worry, we can probably fix that. And I was like, I'm not taking any pills. I've been on the pills.
Yeah.
I've taken them. I need a different approach. So I've been doing EMDR. I've been doing a lot
EMDR.
of, I guess it's Eastern medicine, like meditation, shit like that, which is, meditation's top down as well, but you can be ground up if you do grounding stuff.
I'm kind of in that boat. I'm kind of thinking if I do therapy, but I'm kind of like, maybe I need a psychiatrist. Like, I'm like, I've never done any actual medication for anything mental health related, but now I'm kind of at the point where I'm like, maybe I just need it. I don't know. Like, I don't know.
What do you need it for?
A lot of it's mainly just revolves around anxiety, depression, and the problem for me is that a lot of times it is because of something, but it's starting to feel like cyclical. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, so me and my wife have been discussing it, but I don't know. I'm still very, maybe it's, I don't want to if I don't have to.
Right.
And it's hard to distinguish which one that is. So
I have a cycle. Definitely.
They say there's a male period as well. It just lasts over like 2 or 3 months. Is that helpful?
the quarterly.
It's a quarterly
cycle.
It's a quarter bounce.
Or seasonal depression, whatever the fuck you want to call it.
That's real. That's real.
I didn't believe in seasonal depression until I moved to Seattle. That lived in like the Kitsap Peninsula, and then I lived up there for 6 months in the winter. Through a 6-month winter, and I'm just like, all right, I get how you could end up killing yourself up here.
Yeah.
It makes sense.
When Chip moved up to Minneapolis, I got him that desk sun thing.
Yeah.
And he said he did go from like really sad to actually I can do this.
That's awesome.
That's good.
Yeah. Then he started to like it too much. And I had to be like, ugh, nope, you're not putting roots down there. I don't care how thick his penis is. I accidentally doxed my husband's ex-boyfriend, but it turns out they weren't that serious.
Well, that's good.
Yeah. Happy ending.
Yeah.
That's the bummer that I really regret reacting so hard because apparently they only had sex like 4 times. And I really, really, really acted out. Mostly it's just self-destruction. I went and did a comedy festival where I was like, it was like one of the first ones I was like I think that I was headlining, but it wasn't I don't want to say too much because I'm talking shit on a festival that doesn't need that. But I just got shit
still
canned.
exist?
I don't think so.
I think I know what festival you're talking about.
Well,
we can bleep it.
They put me up, and I just got so drunk, and I just went all of my set. No,
Okay.
I went on the set that I did. It was like I had 2 45-minute sets, and they were all like, "My husband's got a boyfriend." Just slurred speech, and everyone was like, "You're crazy." Like, thanks. I'm gonna go back to my room.
Your drunk's good. Your fake drunk is nothing like your real drunk.
No.
Yeah.
But, you have to do a character so people have something to latch on to.
Yep. And everybody
Need a
loves
brand. Everyone needs a brand.
You need it.
Everybody loves a drunk character.
I just want to showcase how many characters I can do so Saturday Night Live maybe will hire me. Even though Rebecca said I don't want that. I do. Have I ever told you that you want something? Actually, that is something I was talking about with my therapist. The idea that fun was handed to me and I was supposed to enjoy it, yet I hated doing it. It's probably relatable to like somebody who was like, oh, you put him in baseball, but it was like all of the youth groups, everything like, come on, like we're gonna play dodgeball and then we'll take a lesson from a man with a soul patch. like this guy fucking sucks. He can't sing, and now we have to listen to this fucking asshole sing.
Yeah.
My God.
Yeah.
I wish. I remember laughing out loud and then realized like, oh, not a joke. I remember being like, oh, good.
Where are we at on time, Bubba?
We're at about an hour and 20.
Oh, wow. We went on this one.
Hey, listen, but it's the premiere,
Yeah.
Do you want to
Noteworthy.
try out any new segments? I got one.
Hit it.
I'll give you 50 seconds. Give me every single fact about...
Don't you do this to me again. You
About-
just did this to me last week. I don't want to do this again.
It's so fun. This one's about... You have a timer? 50 seconds.
Yeah, I can get one.
50 seconds on the clock. Fun facts about Jesus.
Got a stopwatch going.
Ready, set, John.
He broke bread. He made water into wine. He died at the cross. He flipped over tables outside of a temple of people that were selling drugs. That was real. You know about that?
We're at 5.
He had a woman wash his feet that used to be a prostitute or might still be a prostitute. It's ambiguous. We don't know.
That 1 or 2.
He was born from a virgin.
Half.
Born from a virgin.
Okay.
There was donkeys around when he was born because he was born in a manger.
20 seconds.
The gifts given to him were frankincense, gold, and myrrh. MYHR.
Meh.
He was born in Bethlehem, raised in Nazareth.
2 seconds.
Pontius Pilate washed his hands of him.
Done.
Were those all fun?
Was that the...
Was those all fun facts, or some of them weren't as fun as the
All right,
other
here,
ones?
let me restart
facts.
the stopwatch.
Oh, I didn't say fun fact.
We got 13.
I wanted to add the caveat that they had to be fun, so that that there'd be a little bit more debate. To be like, no, it's so fun that he got the drug thing. He did the drug thing is interesting because I know what story you're talking about, but I didn't ever associate it with drugs.
So yeah, that was what they were selling stuff outside the church, and it was, I guess, drugs and other sorts of whatever illegal shit it was. But Christ was like, no, not on my block.
Yeah, he basically went to a flea market and was like, "Fuck small, I hate Etsy. I hate Etsy."
Yeah.
And the whole problem is that he was a conservative, Persian Jew. So and so he had a huge beef with the Roman Greek style of central market centered around the church. So he was like, church isn't for market, and the Greeks are like, but where do we sell things? We sell all of the tomatoes here.
You come to God, we give you pita.
This is where we go. I want to go to God, and then at the same time, we'll have some olive oil.
Where do I buy my gold chain?
Exactly. And that's why God is so silly to me.
Magic man in the sky.
Yep. Last
Well-
segment. Wait, that was my last segment. Do you guys have a last segment?
There's one last thing that we might as well try it out. I don't know if it's going to work because we know a lot about you already, but what the hell? So let's say that John, okay, you got your kids, okay? Parents still together. So let's say you're 10. Say you're 10, okay? They adopt John. You and John have a conversation. What is your pitch on like welcome to the family?
Okay. I don't think I would give the pitch. I think my older sister Carly would realize that there's Carly realized that things were not supposed to be the way they were in our family. And so she'd be like, okay.
She was the first truth teller?
older?
Yeah.
Older?
No, I was the truth teller in the way that I was like, that's fucked up. That's fucked up. You're bad at doing this. Carly was like, why don't we love each other? And she has like crates of notebooks that are just so sad.
She had hope.
She was like, when she was younger, we were living in England. For some fucking reason, I don't know why, she lived with her 5th grade teacher in California for 3 months. I remember I remember her not being gone, and she remembers us not giving a fuck that she came back.
Oh,
and
man.
I remember just be like, oh, Carly's back. Oh, cool. How was it? Good? Okay, bye. So
Like a modern family situation.
If you came into our family, she would definitely be the one that's like, okay, there's a lot of yelling.
Okay.
And Brittany, just stay away from her. She's angry. She will hit you and not think. She won't feel anything. When she takes, it means nothing to her. She takes just to take. Brockton is Donnie from the Wild Thornberries. He's just don't even talk to him. Colton, where is he? What do you like to do for fun? I hope it's journal, because that's all I do.
What are they going to tell me to look out for mom and dad?
You're not going to have to worry about them.
They're not really your mom and dad, okay? They're like in title only.
Interesting. Where are they?
Where in the world is my mom and dad?
Where is my mom and dad? My mom's probably on the run, and my dad's probably at work or drinking with his friends. Probably.
That's the new segment. Where in the world is my mom and dad?
Yeah.
I wanted to write a book called Are You My Mother? No, Where Are You Mother?
Where are you, mother?
Yeah.
That's even better.
Yeah.
Because Are You Mother is just you going up to random women
Well, that's
and
the
being
Your
like,
mother.
book. That's the book of the bird that falls out of the tree, and he'd
Yeah.
go around and be like, are you my mom? And she was like, no, get out of here. Those people were so mean to that lady. I mean, if that bird came up and was like, are you my mother? I go, yes. And I'm sorry just ahead of time. Sorry for the future.
welcome to the family.
Yep.
Don't go near Brittany.
It's so funny. Her and I are the closest now, but she used to get our 2 German Shepherds to fucking attack me every morning before school. I would go with just like cuts, and my sweatshirt that I had to go to school uniform was just ripped. And no one did anything about it. My mom was like, you kids are crazy. Just violence. So when the bullies at school were hitting me, I was like, regular.
At least they're not my family.
Yeah, I go,
You're hitting them back like, fuck you, Brittany.
Yeah.
at least, they were my size.
Yeah.
That made sense. Okay.
Yeah. Having abusive sisters sucks.
I mean,
Because anytime you retaliate, you're the villain.
she was 6 years older than me.
Oh, okay. So you had that
So
gap
I
enough
had
to
to
where
go, like full, like not just hit puberty. I needed a little time in puberty.
Yeah.
Where I remember just like fucking taking a hockey stick and just slamming it into her shins. And then I ran because I knew that I was like, that's gonna piss her off.
Dude, we talked about this a lot with you growing up. This is what you did. Like you would just do shit and then run away.
You don't, guerrilla warfare. I learned. I grew up with the lessons of Iraq. Okay.
I was indoctrinated into Desert Storm.
I wasn't gonna fight her. I was Sun Tzu's war. Okay. I had to disrupt, retreat, disrupt, retreat.
If she was settled, I had to unsettle her.
Arbitrage, you guys. Arbitrage.
If she was well fed, I made her hungry.
Yes.
Sun
We'll take
Tzu.
her resources. We'll take her resources. Are you guys remaking Batman? I bet you. I bet you guys really want to make fucking Batman, you fuckers.
You are, buddy, without a doubt, you are my most challenging podcast guest. And here's the thing: it's not an insult. I fucking love it. It is literally like it's like playing with a Rubik's Cube on acid.
Yeah, those colors are really gonna fuck you up.
Yeah, that's what it's like doing a podcast with you.
Well, it depends on where you want to go because we're not going there.
No, unless you gotta.
Can you ride it?
Unless you have to tuck your cut.
You guys,
Flip it.
if you guys are struggling with tucking your cut because your belly's so big and you need a peptide, KOLD.US. Use promo code Colton.
All right, he plugged his shit on my podcast. I'm not even. They're not sponsoring me. All right, this has been the episode.
This has been a great one. This has been an absolute great one.
Thank you for coming into the family. We love you so much, Colton. They should know where to find you by now. But
Colton Dowling and Some of This Is Bad. ColtonDowling.com and SomeofThisIsBad.com. You guys can find all of the latest and greatest. We do horoscopes for horses. If that's what you like, we do whatever you like. If you guys like stuff, we do it there.
You know what? I want to close on this.
Oh my God.
I'm gonna close on this.
Get me out of here.
This is my final observation of Colton and my relationship. When I go on your podcast, I'm doing me. It's like, you know what I mean? Where it's like, not woe is me, but it's very like, what is life? They're like, help me uncover the meaning of the fucking universe. Let me find ethics and hope and moral in the world.
Right.
You know, that's very me. And then when you come on my podcast, it's very you, where it's just very much like a fucking
my cut.
It's like a vision board made from a Cosmopolitan magazine.
Oh, I thought you were saying ice cream. Cosmopolitan ice cream.
Oh, thank you. All right. Neapolitan.
Thank you.
What the heck?
Just serving the ice cream in a fucking Cosmo
That's a
glass.
cocktail, yeah.
That sounds good. They've been trying to remake the Cosmo for a while now. No one said ice cream. Ice cream.
You're such a pioneer.
Put ice cream in there. And a Dr. Pepper cocktail.
With dark chocolate?
Of course. That's one of the 23 flavors, John. It would match perfectly. But we probably put vodka in there and put it in a styrofoam cup, and it's probably from whatchamacallit? Sonic.
Probably.
Dude, you guys ever
Everyone's
used to
looking
do
at me.
that? You guys ever used to do that? Get the ocean water and
Yep.
pour a bunch of vodka in there and then go, you can drink and drive with this.
I was landlocked.
Wait. What does that have to do with ocean water?
He's saying that I think he was doing a play on words with ocean water.
It was 100% a play on words.
Oh,
I definitely did not
my
think
bad.
that we were talking about actual ocean water.
Well, that's okay. Thank you guys so much for tuning into Tammy's Boy. We appreciate you so much for being here. You guys, now for real, keep doing what you're doing. Like it, subscribing, following, showing people our stuff. We love you for it.
The best marketing is word of mouth. If you guys have a mouth, share to pop that tuck out of your cut and tell them. If you guys told somebody about this podcast while giving a blowjob, that'd be so fucking sick.
Watch Tammy Boy.
Oh, I've been meaning to tell you. I've been watching this new podcast called Tammy's Boy.
John, next time you go on, he plugged here, you plugged there.
Yep. I will definitely plug Tammy's Boy next time I'm on.
We got those
Some of This Is
subscribers.
Bad.
Got to bump those up. We got a little bit of way to go.
My podcast, oh, they love it. They love it.
I don't know.
Oh, yeah, they really like. Crazy Girl is what I kind of like my whole vibe. And we have fun, and we're dancing again. Oh my God, Colton's dancing again. I guess he forgot about his f***ing Paris.
Ooh, I want to dance with somebody. I want to feel the heat with somebody. All right.
Sorry.
That's been the pod.
Bye.
Thank you guys so much for tuning in, and keep doing what you're doing. We'll keep doing this.
Absolutely.
This is Tammy's Boy. Welcome
next
to the
week.
new studio.
See you guys.
If you guys have any suggestions on how I could be funnier, then I would take that.
Is your mama alive? Did your daddy make you cry? Hey, it's Tammy's boy. Tammy's boy. Tammy's boy. Hey, it's Tammy's boy.
can subscribe? Why can't they? What would ever prevent them from subscribing?
Well, that's the question. Why wouldn't you subscribe?
It's like, you know what I mean? Subscribe if you can. No, you can.
You can. It's
What?
free, actually.
People with nubs for arms can do it with their tongue, dude. You got this.
You got this.
I believe
Listen,
in you.
we believe in you.
Yeah.
Subscribe.